Greetings, you chaos harlequins. I hope you're doing well. My name is Graham, and welcome to the Crack-A-Pack here on LRRMTG, where today I'm opening a pack of Alliances, which is from a bit in the before. This was given to us by Rex at PAX West 2023, or Zazamost on Twitch. And specifically, somewhere between September 1st and September 4th, 2023, it says on the note. The note that I'm going to try to remove, that you've handily taped here, which I appreciate, because I really want to read the flavor text on this booster, because I don't do this anymore, and I always love an excuse to read booster pack flavor texts. Perfect.
As the age of ice recedes, Dominaria wakes from its long, cold sleep. Its people face a world torn by natural and political storms, and they must now join forces if they are to survive the coming years. For Dominaria, it is a season of struggle, an era of hope, but most of all, a time for new alliances, in italics. Join the struggle and forge the future!
Manufacturer suggested retail price $2.45. for 12 tradable game cards. Let's go. Last time I opened a pack of Alliances, I was rolling the Force of Will lottery at Card Kingdom, and I won. Will we open a Force of Will today? Statistically not, but let's find out. Seasoned Tactician is 2 and a white for a Tactician, presumably a human or Artificer or Advisor, I guess, is a creature type now. It's a 1/3, and for 3 mana, you can exile the top 4 cards of your library to prevent all damage to you from one source. Huh. Weird.
He is indeed an advisor.
Hey!
Also, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, really big Philip Seymour Hoffman vibes. Huh. All right. Next, we have Feast or Famine. 3 and a black for an instant. Bury target non-black, non-artifact creature, or put a zombie token into play. Treat this token as a 2/2 black creature. So, bury was destroy and can't be regenerated. Non-black, non-artifact, or make a zombie. 4 mana? It's an instant. You know what? It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not as bad as I would think removal would be from this era. It's flexible, at least. I think these days that would probably cost 2. Or maybe 3. Nature's Chosen. Single green mana for a creature enchantment. Play on a creature you control, it says. This will have been templated differently now, but anyway. For 0... untap enchanted creature, use this ability only during your turn and only once each turn. And for 0, tap enchanted creature to untap target artifact, creature, or land. Use this ability only if enchanted creature is white and only once each turn. Hold on, what? First of all, this text is so small. Secondly, that's very specific. So if you play this on a white creature, then you can tap it to untap, say, a land, and then you can also untap this creature, but you can only do the other thing once, so you can still block with... What a weird card! So many clauses. Heart of Yavimaya is next. It's a land that I've not seen before. When it comes into play, sacrifice a forest or bury Heart of Yavimaya. Tap to add green to your mana pool, and tap for target creature to get +1/+1 until end of turn. Sure. I think Yavimaya lands have improved since then. Martyrdom. 1 white for an instant. Until end of turn, you may redirect to target creature you control any amount of damage. Any amount? Wow. You just go like, no blocks. Kevin's taking this. And Kevin's like, right away, boss.
The templating on this has changed.
Oh, yeah?
So now it says, until end of turn, target creature you control gains 0. The next 1 damage dealt would be dealt that would be dealt to target creature, planeswalker, or player this turn is dealt to this creature instead. Only you may activate this ability.
Oh, so that's how they do that. Only you may activate this ability. But it's still target creature you control, right?
Yes.
Well, why do they have to specify that only you can activate that ability?
I do not know.
That templating's also weird. I realize this card from 1996 is not like a focus, but like both of these are weirdly templated. I assume the way that it is now with the 0 redirect 1 is because this one says you can redirect any amount of damage. So that's letting you be like 1 and then another one and another one and another one, and we'll stop there. Because you don't want it to be all the damage, because that might overkill the creature that you're doing this to.
Yeah, and it's sort of one of those, like, I think sort of any amount is not like a proper rules word.
Yeah.
On Scryfall.
Uh-huh.
The rulings. It says, can be used to redirect damage from that creature to itself. This has no particularly useful effect.
No kidding. All right. Whoa. Whoa. What is... Whoa. Oh, ew. No, I don't like this. Soldavi's Sentry. Single mana artifact creature. It's a 1/1, and for 1 regenerate, target opponent may draw a card. That's terrible. Also, he's staring right at me. Does this creature know Astar?
A robot from Planet Danger.
The robot that can put his arm back on? This is... this is a very unusual... Art direction was not like... Having an overall vision for the set was not like a strong point. Like, the guys on Martyrdom just look like they're from some sort of weird medieval crusader story, and this is like something from the cover of a Heinlein novel. Like, this is all over the shop. Also, regenerate a 1/1 and your opponent can draw a card? That's awful. Everything about this card is terrible. I should say, in defense of the art, which is by Alan Rabinowitz, it's a very well-rendered, terrifying homunculus. Like, the art is not bad, it's just not, it should not be here. I don't like any part of that. Bestial Fury is our next card. It's 2 and a red for a creature enchantment. Draw a card at the beginning of the upkeep of the turn after Bestial Fury comes into play. Okay. If enchanted creature attacks and is blocked, it gains trample and gets +4/+0 until end of turn. So they should just not block it then, I guess. And you get to draw a card on the next upkeep. Huh. That's another card that's like, you know, it doesn't seem terrible. It's not great, but it doesn't seem... I expected worse. I expected that. But this one's fine.
So you're drawing a card at the beginning of your opponent's upkeep.
Yeah. Unless you somehow, through another effect, flash this in on their turn. It's not great.
It's like there is like supposed to be just draw a card, and then somehow that was like slightly too good. They're like, how can we tweak this just to turn it down a little bit?
There was a bunch of cards around this time that did that thing with like the next upkeep, but I didn't know that it was on a red enchantment as well. Insidious Bookworms. The illustration of a worm sitting on a book. Single black mana for a 1/1 worms, and for 1 and a black, target player discards a card at random from their hand. Use this ability only when Insidious Bookworms is put into a graveyard from play, and you can't spend more than 1 and a black in this way each turn. I assume the templating is now when Insidious Bookworm dies, you may pay 1 and a black, and if you do, target player discards a card at random.
You are correct.
All right. Yeah, this was way too many words. Why use many word when simple templating do same job? Elvish Ranger. The infamous art for Elvish Ranger. 2 and a green for a 4/1 elf. That also should be on the cover of an unrelated book, I assume. We'll just breeze on past that one. Errand of Duty. Oh, I've seen this one before. This guy looks so sad. this poor squire. 1 and a white for an instant. Put a knight token into play. Treat this token as a 1/1 white creature with banding. Confident that they've never printed a physical token for a 1/1 white knight with banding. But I just love the Errand of Duty. It's this squire is like, I've got your sword and chainmail, sir. Please stop being so mad at me. What a sad little weenie. Also, having a 1/1 knight is so confusing when they're like all 2/2s now. And they have banding. You can look it up on your own. Limdul's High Guard. This is some art. 1 black for a 2/1 skeleton with first strike, and for 1 and a black, regenerate it. That's great. That 2/1 first strike for 3, and you can regenerate it. Hey, that's a great card. I could see them printing that card again today, except they don't print regenerate anymore. But otherwise, that seems fine. And the skeleton itself, very colorful art on this one. Skeleton's having a great time. It's weird that you can see all the way through its mouth. There's no more neck behind. It's like perfectly hidden behind the jaw. And the pupils are like up arrows. This guard is so high. It's great. Also, I think that banner says trans rights. It's hard to make out. Everything about this is awesome. And finally, we have a Soldevi Steam Beast. I hope this is better than the Sentry. 5 mana for a 4/2 artifact creature. Okay. When it becomes tapped, target opponent gains 2 life. And for 2, you can regenerate it. So regenerating on blocks also taps the creature, I'm pretty sure. So like this is a bad blocker because you can pay 2 and tap it and regenerate it. And I mean, I guess it's 4 power, so it'll trade with stuff, but then your opponent's still gaining life. This card might just be bad. This card might be bad. Some of these cards are bad. Our total value for this pack is $6.16, which is it's not bad for a pack of alliances that doesn't have a Force of Will in it. It's funny because Nature's Chosen and Heart of Yavimaya are both worth more than $2, so they're doing a lot of the heavy lifting here. Heart of Yavimaya is the rare, we think. It either was a rare or now we're just sort of going, yeah, that one was the rare. Rarities were weird around this time. I usually talk about what card I would take in draft here. I guess Feast or Famine, because it's still a removal spell. Is that or Limdul's High Guard? Because there's a lot of cards in here that are just very not great. So it's probably one of those. But either way, this was a blast to open this one. So thank you to Rex, who gave us this at PAX West. If you see us at a convention like a PAX or a MagicCon, you are absolutely cool to give us some packs if you wish, or you can mail them to us. You really don't have to, but we will happily take them and open them on the show. Until next time, a reminder that everything we do here at Loading Ready Run is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. And until next time, I have been Graham, joined by Paul on tech, Heather gets these online, Matt edits them, and thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.